Hello and welcome back to Tech Day's 10-minute IT Jams. I'm Tech Day's Managing Editor and today we are back with Procensol. You may remember Procensol Australia's Managing Director Dan Cooke from our IT Jam a few weeks ago. Today we're joined by Dan and a very special guest, Truform Consulting Managing Director Gavin Charlton. The focus for today's interview is on the insurance industry business challenges and specifically how technology can help to address them. So let's get started. Gavin, this question is for you. What do you see as the top 3 business challenges facing the insurance industry today?
Hi, everyone. The top 3 things: cost avoidance, customer experience, and compliance and regulatory change. I think every insurance exec across the country lies awake at night worrying about these 3 things. So unpacking them, looking at cost avoidance. How do we move away from these massive transformational multi-year programs of work? They introduce complexity into your organization, they cost a lot of money, and they distract you from the end game. Looking at the customer experience, how do you retain your valuable customers? How do you engage with them digitally? This is the new area of digital engagement. How do you serve up the right things to them in a timely manner? And then the end, being compliant as an insurer, especially in Australia, you're dealing across 6 states, 2 territories. There is a constant degree of change. Factoring those 3 things, it's complex. Insurers need to juggle all 3 of those elements at any given time. So having the right technologies in place to deal with that, making sure your processes are automated, introducing AI where possible, and ultimately serving the customer up with a unique experience every time that's relevant to them is going to be the market differentiator in the long term. So that's the 3 key themes that I think are really relevant at the moment. Given COVID-19, I think there's a strong focus on cost containment and new operating models emerging, new processes. So you need your technology to move with that in real time.
Brilliant. All right, thanks for that, Gavin. Dan, this question is for you. How can technology help insurers tackle these issues?
So, I think with technology such as intelligent automation, we can really take a look at those different areas. So, yeah, as Gavin alluded to with legislative change, there are always small changes and sometimes some larger changes going on, and having technology that's able to adapt and flex to those changes is vital. Change is going to be consistent across the board, and as the industry evolves, the regulators evolve with it. By augmenting some of the more cumbersome legacy systems with modern, nimble solutions, it becomes easier to respond to change quickly. At the same time as we're doing this, we can look at bringing much greater efficiencies to the insurance industry. So around the sort of cost optimization, there's still quite a lot of paper processes going on, and it's really leading to inefficient processes. And the claims leakage is potentially much higher than it needs to be. Really replacing paper-based processes and driving simplicity is what intelligent automation does best. Intelligent automation delivers the right information to the right people and systems at the right time to allow for better, more informed decision making with the latest information taken from potentially multiple sources. And you can find out more about that in the previous intelligent automation video that we did with you guys. Gavin makes some great points around some of the latest technologies as well. Using artificial intelligence in conjunction with robotics, with process orchestration, with low-code platforms really can deliver some fantastic cost optimizations, but also a much better customer experience. If you've got claims agents who are able to aggregate data from multiple disparate sources into one pane of glass that is presented to them, so they've got that right information at the right time, and for example on mobile devices, and you're using that same technology to connect the supply chain within the insurance industry and bringing it all together so that you've got multiple actors all collaborating on a claim. It brings about a much better customer experience that's more cost effective and can be more responsive to legislative changes.
Brilliant, fantastic overview, thank you. So can you provide some context, some examples as to how this would work?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, look, we've implemented intelligent automation across a number of different organizations. So, you know, we've built entire systems from the ground up as legislation is being written. And we've had to adapt to redrafting of that legislation and had to put the system live on the day that the legislation was passed. So, you know, it shows you how responsive and how adaptive that technology can be. You know, in one particular long tail claims manager, you know, we saved in excess of $800,000 a year very quickly, simply by reducing efficiency, by migrating the system up to the cloud, by improving staff productivity, streamlining their business processes, and really allowing their claim managers to focus on the needs of the claimant. You know, it ultimately leads to much better outcomes. For one particular client, we built a long tail claim system from the ground up, so an entire insurance system from the ground up on an intelligent automation platform called Appian, and that proved to be significantly more cost effective than using commercial off-the-shelf software. And what we've seen since we've implemented that system is the ability for the organization to adapt to the system. The system's changed with the organization, not the organization changing to how commercial off-the-shelf software or COTS software wants the organization to work, which is really key. You know, by implementing intelligent automation, we've really used all of these things to give a much better customer experience, by connecting the supply chain, by automating multiple processes within organizations. We really get to free the frontline staff who are dealing with the clients from the shackles of time-consuming admin tasks. And by focusing on the client, it naturally leads to a better outcome. And by freeing them up from admin tasks, it makes them more productive and makes everything more cost-effective.
Brilliant, thank you. So we've talked a little bit about current issues. Gavin, now we're going to do a little bit of crystal ball gazing here. How do you see the future of insurance, and especially when it comes to technology?
Yeah, look, I'm really excited about it. I think there is opportunity right across the value chain. If I look at the insurance value chain from an underwriting perspective, we have so much more intelligence on processes now with the new technologies that have emerged. We now have the ability to leverage that and offer a really personalized experience to the customer. And like I said earlier on, customers are demanding this. So, you know, I take myself as an example. I would like an insurer to offer me something that's specific to my needs. So I think moving away from the traditional underwriting practices of, you know, I live in postcode X and I drive this type of car, moving to a world where it's more personalized. They know my driving experience, they know where I live. So offering me something more personalized and more importantly, online. So this digital world that we've emerging or moved to is really capitalizing on that. From a claims experience, you know, we're working with people that are, you know, personally injured. So the ability to connect them to the insurer, to the people that are looking after them in an allied health professional perspective is really important. These processes historically have taken, you know, multiple days and weeks for someone to actually go out on site and see someone. So can you imagine yourself, you're personally injured, how good would it be that if you could just go on a platform, you have the interaction with your rehab provider, the insurance claims manager is approving things in real time. It just makes for a far greater customer experience. Insurers are focusing on this. Traditionally, the systems have been slow to actually reach that nirvana state. But as Dan alluded, the technologies are there now. We're working hard on it. So I'm really excited about this. I think the future is really good. And it's all around connectedness, connecting people. Yep.
Brilliant. Okay, well, that concludes our 10-minute IT Jam with Dan Cooke and Gavin Charlton. Thank you so much for talking to us today.
Oh, thanks for having us along.
Thank you.